so much since the pandemic. So, yeah. Kind of cool. Excited. It was really a good time with Kelsey. You know, I could say, you know, she had like 8 schools.
Good morning, everyone.
So I did.
Welcome to our March 17th, 2022 special magistrate hearing. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. One moment, please, for the people who are in line. If you wish to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You all may be seated. At this time, please silence all of your devices. Our first case is on page 15. Chief George Oliva, property address 1201 Southeast 2nd Court. Owner, Las Olas Regency Trust. Doring Judith C. Trustee and all others. Case number BE 211-00020. Notice posted at the property on 2/19/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presented for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Stephanie Toothaker on behalf of Judith Deering, and we concur with the city's request.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for your cooperation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 30. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 2730 Southwest 19th Street. Case number CE 1906-1352. Owner, Daphne C. and Gerard M. Diofe. Fine suspended as noted in the agenda. This case was first heard on 11/12/19 to comply by 12/24/19. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $18,350.
Good morning, Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city presented the case as read. The case is in compliance. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay. Again, state your name for the record.
Good morning, Stephanie Toothaker on behalf of the Diofe family.
Okay. And why did it take so long to get this property into compliance?
So I've been representing the Diofes on this property for about 3 years. There were a number of issues that quite frankly, we had to go to the Board of Adjustment. We've been working with the city's Development Services Division, and it's been a constant effort to try to bring the property into compliance. It certainly wasn't because of our lack of effort. I want to thank the city. They've been very good in working with us, and we are requesting, we have worked very hard. I personally brought some of the general contractors in to assist with some of the issues that we had post getting the approvals from the Board of Adjustment, and we are asking that the fines be reduced to the city's costs.
Okay.
The city is recommending an administrative cost of $1,275.
Say 12.
$1,275.
Okay. All right. It's so ordered. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to the city as well.
Our next case is on page 29. Inspector Jose Sargusti, property address 50 Isle of Venice. Owner 50 Isle of Venice LLC in care of John A. Brown. Case number BE 200-40034. This case was first heard on 12/8/20 to comply by 1/19/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $14,750, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city presenting the case as read. The case is not compliant. I will let Mr. Brown make the comments.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, good morning, Your Honor. I'm the owner of the property, and I have a copy of the permits that were submitted, the application and the number for the permits. But we have everything to submit for the revision to get the permit approved, but it's getting held up from the county with the asbestos report. Otherwise, it would have been submitted you know,
And how much time do you
days
think you
ago.
need?
Pardon me?
How much time do you think you need?
It's hard for me to tell, but I'd like 60 days.
Any objection?
The city is asking to stop the fines and requesting the owner to come in compliance in 63 days.
Okay, all right. So ordered. 63 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 31. Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 841 Arizona Avenue. Owner Peter R. and Vicente Carvalho. Case number CE 201-00174. This case was first heard on 5/20/21. To comply by 8/19/21. 5 suspended as noted. 1 section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $5,900, which continues to accrue. Inspector Jorge Martinez is not here? Oh.
Good morning, Building Inspector Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Peter Carvalho.
Okay, Mr. Carvalho, can you tell me why this is taking so long?
Well, I didn't have money to pay an architect to do the job. We did the drawing ourselves. It was a simple enclosure. It was like a 50 square foot partition wall that we put up. And they didn't accept the drawing. So what I did was I found an architect to do the job for me at a much lower price than everybody else was asking. I submitted the new plan about 3 days ago.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting, and I have a copy of the plan, the architectural plan that I submitted to them.
Okay, all right. So how much time do you think you need?
Well, as soon as the city comes back with it, I don't know how long it takes, you know, as much as you can give me, I guess.
I would suggest 63 days.
63 days?
Stop
Okay.
the fines.
And we'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Great day.
You too.
Our next case is on page 4. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 808 Southwest 9th Terrace. Owner Joseph Morrow, case number BE 2108-0052. Notice posted at the property 2/18/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. I visited this property on August 16 of 2021, and I met there with one of the workers, his name was Hector, who allowed me the entrance into the house. When inside, I observed that the kitchen was being remodeled. I observed some interior walls that were removed, a new AC. I issued a stop work order. The property was cited was work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was opened on August 12th of 2021. The inspection report was mailed to the property owner on August 16 of 2021. Final order was mailed to the property owner on September 22nd of 2021. And the notice of hearing was posted at the property on February 18 of 2022. There is a permit that was applied for interior remodel on March 2nd of 2022. The permit is missing the plumbing and the electrical. And there are corrections pending since the time that they reviewed the permit on March 7. We are asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Good morning. Please state your name.
My name is Joseph Morrow.
Okay, Mr. Moore, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance and
I
take
am.
care of these permits within
Yes.
91 days? Perfect. Thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 33. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1625 Southeast 10th Ave, 805. Owner David C. Martin, case number BE 2104-0015. This case was first heard on 7/15/21 to comply by 9/16/21. Fine suspended as noted. 1 section complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. This case is complied, the permits were issued. The city requested an administration cost of $240.
Okay, good deal. Sir, please state your name for the record.
David C. Martin.
Okay, are you in agreement to the waiver of fines and reduction to administrative cost of $240?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you.
Our next case is on page 13. Chief George Oliva, property address 825 East Las Olas Boulevard. Owner, Las Olas 825 LLC. Case number BE 211-00224. Notice posted at the property on 2/26/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presented for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
Shelby Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith, are you willing to get that report to them within the next 42 days?
Correct, as long as if there's any repairs that need to be done, I have additional time after that?
Yeah, you have 180 days, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreeable.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 6, Chief George Oliva, property address 208 Southeast 6th Street. Owner 625 Southeast 3rd Avenue LLC, in care of Greenberg Traric, PA. Case number BE 211-00361. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Inspector Maddox presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. The required safety inspection report has not been approved. City's asking for the owner to come in compliance within the next 42 days or $100 thereafter in fines.
Okay, please state your name again for the record.
Shelby Smith, property manager for the owner with Berger Commercial Realty.
All right, are you in agreement with bringing the property into compliance within 42 days?
42 days plus the 180 if any repairs are required.
Yes,
That's good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 9. Chief George Oliva, property address 436 South Andrews Avenue. Case number BE 211-00355. Owner 420 South Andrews Avenue LLC, in care of Stephen A. Landy, Esquire. Notice posted at the property 2/25/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning. Inspector Maddox presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance. City's asking for 42-day extension or $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, Mr. Smith, same deal?
Shelby Smith, Berger Commercial, manager for the owner. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Our next case is on page 20. Chief George Oliva, property address 2500 South Andrews Ave. Owner, Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local Union 719. Case number BE 211-00178. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Chief George Oliva on behalf of the city. Tasha,
Yes.
can you repeat the case number, please?
BE 211-00178.
Okay. The 40-year report was submitted to the city, but it failed due to corrections required. So the city is requesting for the owner to come in compliance in the next 180 days with a new report or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, names for the record.
Leonard Talbert.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 180 days?
there seems to be an issue with the building that I am in is 2500 South Andrews Avenue, and the building that needs to, is a separate building. And I had the case number on my wall. My building is 2100 square feet, which is underneath the thing. The inspection parameters.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record. Okay,
The business manager, financial secretary of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Local 719.
welcome.
Building 2502, and there's a parking lot separating the two buildings.
Your Honor, we follow the list that Board sends. They should have come to the office. Meet with me sometime next week when they're available, and we will discuss further. But at this time, the only thing that I can say, because they already submit the report, so that means that the engineer of records already decided that the building does require the 40 years. But I'm willing to sit down with them and listen to what they have to propose to the city, and we will make a determination from there.
Your Honor? if I
Yes.
may speak?
Sure.
Okay. We're only,
Who submitted the report? Who submitted the report?
okay, I got it right here. The engineer was Jorge Luis Cadonza Delgado.
Okay, on behalf of your property?
On my property, 2502. He did not inspect 2500, and somewhere in the computer system, when we had the 40-year report, or the 40-year inspection 10 years ago, we submitted a letter from the engineer that we had at that time. That engineer, it wasn't required, it's only 2100 square feet. Everything was fine. Somehow between the very first 40-year inspection and this one here that we just had, something changed, I don't know how, something changed in the system, and they had the buildings combined. They're not combined, they're two separate buildings. So I do have the report that the engineer has submitted is on 2502. Okay, and ultimately, when I got the letters of notification back in October, I went ahead and contacted the engineer. He came out several weeks later. I have the check here that I submitted to him. Right afterwards, he got COVID.
And does the report state it's on 2502 and not 2500?
I do have some pieces of information here that does say 2502, and then on the last page at the bottom, it comes back to 2500. It keeps flip-flopping back and forth, this address. And I don't know why.
Your Honor, I could.
Separate buildings.
I need some help from this.
Yep, I think I can lend some clarity. For the record, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. As the Chief Inspector stated, and as Your Honor knows, the city gets the list from Broward County with regard to the buildings that need the 40-year recertification. They go by what's in BCPA. BCPA, as of today, has the site address as both addresses combined, 2500 and 2502, as one address under the Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local Union 719.
And does
With
that,
a square footage of 9486. So that's the process that we
but if
follow.
one of it's a vacant lot, is that right? No.
There's a parking lot in between the two buildings of 75 feet. According to the county records, they are two separate buildings, two separate addresses.
And they're both under 2100 square feet?
No, mine needed inspection.
Okay.
I do have several things that need to be corrected. The electrical's been corrected. Right now, I have to get, the engineer came back out a week and a half ago. He's working on 2 sets of drawings, architect seal, so I can get permits, so I can go ahead and get.
So 2502 is being worked on, and you have a report, so why don't you just submit that report to the city?
It was submitted, Your Honor. It failed.
Okay.
It needed corrections.
Okay.
But what the one gentleman stated, that they're two separate properties, they're not two separate properties right now. I'm looking at the site address. I'm looking at the site address right now.
This is off that website from the county.
That may be two different, okay, but the site address is combined as both addresses. Two separate buildings aside, they're combined and the combined square footage is almost 10,000 square feet. So I think you have to start, if it's two separate site addresses and two distinct properties and two different owners, you have to go to,
They're not two separate owners.
The owner, to stop the debate back and forth, the city already put on the table that I would like to meet with them in the office so we can go over the documents that they have and make a determination right there on the spot if it's exempt or it's not exempt. At this moment, the city won't back out of the case because we don't have any proof otherwise. But once I met with the gentleman in the office, we can go to BCPA. I can even call the deputy director of BCPA to verify that there is an error on their half so we can correct it. But at this moment here, we can't do anything. So that's what I'm still requesting, 180 days to get to the bottom of this.
All right, my feeling is this. You got 180 days to straighten this mess out. And I'm sure that the city will work with you if what you're saying turns out to be the case to see what the right course of action is going to be, okay? So I'm going to give the city 180 days and give you 180 days to work out this issue, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 32, Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 2054 Southwest 30th Terrace. Case number BE 2102-0008, owner Tamir Vardy. This case was first heard on 6/17/21. To comply by 9/16/21, fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $5,900, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Tamir Vardy.
Okay, how come we don't have this property in compliance yet?
Okay, this place that I got to fix and break down, I had a tenant in there, and I couldn't do anything over there, you know? So I like to request like 60 days so I can have time to do that. I do it myself, everything. So.
Well, this has been going on since June of 21.
I know, I tried to fix it, you know, and I just couldn't come up with enough money to get it fixed. So I just couldn't do much about it, you know. It's not an easy project, let's put it that way.
Okay,
It's
but
not like
why can't you take care of the permits? It doesn't require.
I can't get a permit for it, you know. It's need to be fixed by the code.
I'm not sure what he's saying.
You think you can resolve the situation in 63 days?
I'm pretty sure. I don't have a tenant there, you know. I can get it done.
City wouldn't oppose to another extension of 63 days.
Okay, all right, but make sure
Stop
you
the
take care of
fines.
the permits first, because, you know,
Yes, of
then you'll
course.
be in better shape when you come back, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 33. Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 2617 Northeast 13th Court. Excuse me. Case number BE 2106-0081. This case was first heard, owner AMC Frost's Beach House 2 LLC. This case was first heard on 9/16/21 to comply by 12/9/21. Fine suspended as noted, one section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. On this property, they have obtained 3 permits already. 3 permits have been issued. One for the changing a pool heater, a mechanical permit for the replacement of 9 AC units, and a paver permits that they did the whole entire complex around. They have 2 permits pending. One for the plumbing on the laundry room and the electrical. I'm gonna let the defendant speak.
Okay. Please state your name.
My name is Joshua Percy. I'm here as the property manager for AMC.
Okay, why is it taking so long to get these permits?
So the last time we spoke, about a month ago, we had applied for all 5 permits. Since then, we have completed 2, and we'll have the third one issued. We have 2 pending still, so it's not due to a lack of effort. We've been working with the city, conducting
How
inspections.
much time do you think you need?
I think another 63 days would probably be more than enough.
Your Honor, city will grant, we want to post to 35 days. 35 days, I think it will be more than enough for 2 permits that are inside the city, and they just need to answer the corrections and get it out.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna grant 35 days. If there's a problem, get in touch with the inspector.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is at the bottom of page 30. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 6000 Northwest 21st Ave, case number BE 2008-0115, owner City of Fort Lauderdale and Cairo Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 1/20/22. One section not complied at $50.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presented the case as read. The case is not in compliance. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Rufus James, Airport Director at the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we, dating back to December when this was apparently issued, was issued to a staff member who's no longer with the airport. And so what we have been working with is a contractor to draw up the plans so the permit can be resubmitted. I'm finding out also that it looks like originally the permit was issued without plans, and was just a bit perplexed as to how a permit could be issued and then not having plans for electrical. But as I said, we're working with HDR, or actually no, Michael Baker International to prepare the plans, and then High Power Electrical to pull the permit and get it inspected and get that done.
Okay, and how much time are you asking for?
At the most 30 days. I'm hoping to have the plans by next week from Michael Baker International, and then once we have those plans, we'll submit the paperwork.
Okay, any problem with
No,
35?
we agree with the 63 days and
63 days? All right. Just in case it takes a little longer.
It should, but we're on top of it now.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 32. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 929 Orange Isle, case number CE 200-90625, owner Barbara Ann and Jorge Egues.
West, yes.
Egues, I'm sorry.
Big West, that's okay.
This property was cited on 9/17/20 to comply by 10/17/20. One section complied at $250. Fines imposed on 1/20/22. City requests to vacate order of 1/20/22 and reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
George Igues.
Okay, and Mr. Igues, are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs of $1,275?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 27. Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 416 Southwest 25th Ave, owner Joseph Caprice, case number CE 15111446. This case was first heard on 4/21/16 to comply by 10/18/16. Three sections complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $228,500. Fine suspended as noted.
Good morning, Building Inspector Del Rio for the city. Presenting case as read. I'm gonna let the respondent speak.
Yeah, I'm compliant. Everything is fine. I'm compliant. Everything is fine. I finished now. I got my certificate of occupancy, and then everything is over. So I'm done.
Why does it take, case has been open since 2016. Why did it take so long?
Yeah, the house wasn't foreclosure. It wasn't foreclosure. I left the house, then I got it back. Then that's why
When did you get it back?
I got it back It's been in foreclosure for 2 times.
Pardon me?
Twice. I got it and I lost
Sir, could you speak into the mic and also state your name for
Yes.
the record too, please?
Oh, yeah. It's been in foreclosure twice.
All right,
And
what is your name again?
Joseph Caprice.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been in foreclosure twice since this
Yeah.
started?
Yeah. Since I started.
Okay. All right. Recommendation?
City wouldn't oppose to a reduction of fines to $550.
Okay. All right, you're getting off easy. $550.
Can we go lower than that?
No, we
please?
can't. The city is
saying
going from $228,000.
Oh, 28,000. Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought it was 200.
Nope.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's 5,000. Okay, I'll give you that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14. Chief George Oliva, property address 1201 River Reach Drive. Owner River Reach Inc., case number BE 211-00194. Notice posted at the property 2/17/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. Case and address read by the clerk. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Katera Perotti, property manager for River Reach Inc.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property in compliance within 180 days?
Yes, I just wanted to set for the record, we did sign a contract in August of 2021, an 18-month contract for the repairs. We submitted the permits in August of 2021. We received the notice for the recertification in October 2021. And we did not get the permits approved until January of this year. So the repairs did start earlier this year, but it did take 5 months for us to get the permit approved.
Okay, all right, well, you got 180 days to finish the job.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 26. Property address 401 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner Capri Hotel LLC. Case number BE 211-00366. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 3/24/22. One section not complied at $50.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Daniel King, I'm the owner's representative.
Okay, can you give me a status report on the hotel?
Yeah, we've made great progress.
Uh-huh.
The safety concerns we had with some stucco we pulled permits, hired a general contractor, engineer. All of that work has been done and made safe.
Okay.
Since then, we hired the architect who put together, we're redoing the entire facade of the 1,000,000 square foot 2-tower complex. So they put together a project manual, plans, architectural plans to do all the work. We've hired a project manager who I met with Tuesday with the architect and reviewed all the plans and approved them. We interviewed multiple general contractors. We're going out to bid today or tomorrow. The plans will be issued to 5 qualified general contractors. We'll do a bid walk at the end of this month, 29th. They need a little time to look through. We're requesting bids back by mid-April, and then we have to negotiate a contract with the general contractor. So I would hope by the end of April we'll have selected and signed a contract with the GC, and then they can pull a permit for the work, which will be,
Okay, is this work part of this
City
case?
wouldn't oppose to an extension of 63 days to obtain the permit and an order to reappear with another progress report.
Is that acceptable to you, sir?
Yes, that should give us time to get the permit pulled, and then we'll just continuously do the work until it's finished.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's a,
Right. The next case is also on page 26 at the bottom. Property address 3101 Bayshore Drive. Owner Fort Lauderdale Residences Hotel Condo Association. Case number BE 211-00368. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 3/24/22. One section not complied at $50.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio. This is basically the same case. Property sits on two folio numbers, so it's exactly the same story.
Okay.
City agree for the
Same
extension.
thing, 63 days?
yeah, it's just basically a sub-part of the complex is a condo association.
Okay, all right. Can you just state your name again for the record?
Daniel
for this
King.
case? Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, in order to reappear as well.
Yeah, I'll come in and give you an update when we have the permits and the contractor and.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20. Property address 2500 Southwest 3rd Avenue. Case number BE 211-00341. Chief George Oliva. Owner Patricia M. Godby, Chris Mann, and all others. Notice posted at the property on 2/15/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
I'm Chris Mann here on behalf of my two sisters who were.
One moment, sir. The inspector will go first.
Okay.
George Lee, on behalf of the senior owner, case and address as read. This is a 40-year restoration case that haven't been in compliance with, and the city is requesting for the owner to come into compliance in the next 42 days by submitting a report to the city with or without repair, or $100 per day thereafter.
Sir, state your name for the record.
Okay. Chris, CHRIS, Mann, MANN.
Okay, Mr. Mann, can you submit that report within 42
Well,
days?
I have questions. This has really been a very, very tenuous, difficult situation going back to 2006. This property is very strange in that it was my father's paint and body shop. It started out as 220 Southwest 20th Street. As the business expanded, he added painting stall, painting stall, painting stall, painting stall, until he reached the corner, and then the post office told him that he had to change the address to 2500. He then put another addition on there, a work area that was air conditioned and pretty soundproof for the bookkeeper accountant lady and to look better when customers came to pick up their car. I came in here and ask how do I handle this? I have five addresses for the folio number, the legal description here. There's one big building, and off to the side, there's two little buildings. So you had, at the time, 220 Southwest 20th Street, 2500, 2501, because with that little office, the post office made us my parents put another address on there. And then he built an auxiliary building for detailing and that type of thing in 1957, and that had to be 2510 and 2512. So I came in and asked, just in the best interest of saving my mother some bucks, can't I do this all at once? The first one that I had come in was actually 2501, and that's right here, and that went through, and it's approved.
Is there any problem with him submitting the report on all of these addresses?
Your Honor, Broward County Board Rules and Appeal, they go by folio numbers, and whatever is inside the folio that is above 3,500, it does require the permit. He doesn't need to submit anything for the small building below 3,500, but the one that is bigger, he needs to. And yes, he needs to submit everything, and one cannot be split.
Okay, so the buildings that are over 3,500 square feet, he has to submit the report.
Yeah, those are the ones that meet the criteria for the 40 years.
Okay.
Below, doesn't.
Okay. Do you understand, sir? You can do it, but some of them don't need it and others do.
Well, again, I have pictures here, 2501 and 2500 and 2502 are one building. It's just one. It is a long building. Again,
Combined, are they over 3,500 square feet?
yes, they are.
Okay, so just can they submit a report for both addresses and take care of it that way, okay?
Well, do I get it re-inspected or, have another guy, some dude?
Right now, we just need you to submit the report, the 40-year inspection report.
Okay, because
Excuse me. Just to add for his information, he can come by the office on Monday, and we can give him a guideline of what needs to be done. So that way it will be easy for him. But right here, we don't have anything in front of us to go by.
All right, so I'm gonna grant the 40.
Plot plan and the whole thing that for everybody to look at. What might be helpful is I'm involved right now. We're selling that whole property there, and given the amount of money involved, I think there will probably be a couple of inspections done. So this might be an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone because we are selling everything. I'm getting out of the landlord business. I've done this for my mother and then my two sisters since 1994, and I'm 70 now.
Okay,
And
sir,
I'm sick and tired of
as
it.
long as those buildings are standing and you're the owner, you have to take care of this.
Okay, all right.
Unless you plan on, you sell the building quickly and they plan on demoing it. I don't know, that maybe that's the
That remains to be seen. Like I say, Rose, my realtor, I sent out letters to all of my tenants telling them that we were selling it, and it got blabbed, and it's a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, it does not,
So what I'm saying is this will come down the pipe really quick.
okay, all right. Well, keep in touch with the inspector, and for now, you have 42 days to submit that report, and I would encourage you to take him up on his offer to meet with him in the office so that he can guide you through the process. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 1. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 131 Southwest 31st Avenue. Owner Janice Canella. Case number BE 211-00281. Notice posted at the property on 2/2/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The case is not in compliance. I will let the
This is a new business case.
What are you recommending?
City recommending 63 days extension to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, for this permit case, new business.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name's Ryan Saba. I live at the property. There's not much information given in this paperwork you sent out, but if I may ask if this permit is from 1996, correct?
2006.
2006. I bought the house in December 2015.
Okay, well, you bought the problems with it, so you got to take care of that permit.
All right. So can you tell me what the permit's for?
I will.
Yeah, he can meet with you, and but 63 days, you either have to close the permit, or if the work was done, call for an inspection. But either way, he has to.
Sorry?
Either way, he has to reapply for the permit?
Yes.
Yeah.
For what?
Well,
He's going to talk to you after.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 28. Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 622 Southwest 16th Court. Case number BE 2108-0126. Owner Kimberly Spout, have homestead exempted Joseph Spout. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 1/27/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,400, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. After talking with Mr. Spalt, it appears that some permits are open that would supersede the expired permit. I'm gonna let him explain the situation.
Okay, sir, please state your name.
Joseph Spalt, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
It's a complete renovation, and it was an oversight on my part not to cancel that existing permit, so the permit that I have, like the inspector said, it supersedes what was there, so.
Okay.
I had complied, actually this morning, went to the building department and canceled those two inspections, the two old permits.
Okay, so the old permits have been canceled?
Yes, ma'am.
City wouldn't oppose to 28 days extension to allow for the process of cancellation of the permit to happen and stopping the fines during that time.
Okay, that's what I'll do to give a chance to the paperwork to catch up, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
Our next case is on page 4. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 3051 Northeast 32nd Ave. Case number BE 22010124. Owner, Aniopa LLC. Notice posted at the property on 2/16/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. I visited this property and observed a wooden dock that collapsed because of a deterioration. I met there with the owners, Ann and Michael, and I informed them that I was declaring and posting the dock as unsafe. We cited the property on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 116.1.1, unsafe structures. This case was open, and the inspection report was sent to the owner on January 24th of
Excuse me, 1 second, Inspector. Inspectors, please, can you lower your voices? Thank you.
Sorry. This case was open, and an inspection report was sent to the owner on January 24th of 2022. The owner, Ms. Ann, has been in contact with me. She provided us with an engineer report of the assessment that was done to the dock. She also informed that she's working with the same company, Green Coastal Engineers, to proceed with the dock's permitting and repairs. We're asking your owner to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 180 days to obtain the required permits and 180 days from the date that the permits are issued to complete the work. All fines of $100 per violation per day thereafter. So 180 days to obtain the permit, and after the permit is issued, we are agreed with 180 days to complete the work.
Okay, all right. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Ann Ginsberg.
That seems like a pretty good deal, Your Honor.
Very good, yes.
Okay, all right, so ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Oh, I'm sorry, was there a fine? We didn't hear a fine.
$100 a day.
100, okay, thank you. Our next case is on page 12. Chief George Oliva, property address 727 Southeast 15th Street, 1-8. Case number BE 2110022. Owner David P. Morris, in care of Villa Alicia Property Manager. Notice posted at the property on 2/19/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, David Morris.
Mr. Morris, are you in agreement to submit that report within the next 42 days?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 11. Chief George Oliva, property address 720 Northwest 22nd Road. Case number BE 211-00155. Owner Carmen Anita Shirley. Notice posted at the property 2/3/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Inspector Maddock, presenting the case for Chief George Oliva for address and case as read. This building is going to be demolished, so city is giving 180 days to comply or $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Jasmine Shirley for my sister Carmen Anita Shirley.
Okay, are you in agreement to demo the building within 180 days?
I was not going to demo the building. The building is going to be totally renovated, gutted inside and both floors, first and second floor, not totally demolated. We provided, Mr. Oliva provided us information on what we needed to do with the 40-year inspection. We thought it best to delay that inspection until we did the renovation that we planned to do. The renovation has to be done because there was a construction theft. So inside the building, which has been vacated for a decade, everything we have been doing to keep the outside up and to code has been done. However, the inside has to be totally redone to bring it back to a medical office practice. We have been trying to do that for the past decade now.
Your Honor, at this moment, the city doesn't agree with what you state. When I spoke, I told them if the building's gonna be demolished, which that's what they said to me,
No,
because I didn't got it from the air. I told them I will give them 180 to come with a permit to do the total demo of the building. Now she said that it's a restoration of the interior, not a demo. For that, we're gonna have to request the engineer of records to provide us a report telling us the condition of the building, and we will provide then the 180-day extension. But at this moment, we're gonna retract the 180. We're gonna go down to 42 days and $100 per day thereafter. That's according to both rules and appeal.
All right, so you have to
I do have information. I put everything in writing via email. I never said it would be demolished.
Okay.
I said it would be
All right.
totally
We
renovated.
are where we are, ma'am. You need to just submit the report to them within the next 40 days, and then they'll give you 180 days to complete the renovation.
Okay, now this, what he did provide us with is that
180 after
there were
that to complete.
stipulations. The building had to be totally vacated, which it has been. We had to have that, the engineer did provide information that it is totally vacated, that the structure is sound, however, that there were things that needed to be done, a new roof. That's why we said, well, we're gonna put a roof on it anyway.
Okay, but everything's got to go in a report and given to the city.
So this is the report with the
Right,
survey?
the engineer of record can send me an email, and I will follow with an email back to him with instructions on what needs to be done. But at this moment, he needs to retract the first letter that he sent me and fix it to show that you're doing interior demo with permits issue, and the building remain vacant until you get the new CC.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, so just have your engineer contact the city.
And that's within
42 days, no, the engineer should contact the city right away because he's going to have to prepare this report within 42 days.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 24. Chief George Oliva, property address 4020 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner, Atlantic Ocean Club Condo Apartments, Inc. Case number BE 211-00160. Notice delivered via personal service to property manager Carlos Garcia on 2/22/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. Your Honor, they did submit the report to the city, but the city filed the report due to corrections required. And I spoke with the GC in charge of the project, plus the camp management that is here. We agree on 180 days now, or $100 per day thereafter. But if they need more time, they're gonna submit another request to us and about 160 days from now, so that way they keep going with no problem.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Stephen Gish.
Okay, are you in agreement with 180 days?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right, so if you run into a problem, make sure you submit another report to the city, and they'll try to work with you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16. Chief George Oliva, property address 1305 Southeast First Street, 1-4. Owner, Danji Holdings LLC. Case number BE 211-00228. Notice posted at the property on 2/19/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The city is asking for the owner, the required safety inspections report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
Daniel Mendoza.
Okay, Mr. Mendoza, are you in agreement to submit the report within the next 42 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 33. Property address 1440 Southeast 15th Street, 23. Case number BE 2103-0100. Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Owner, Inversiones Bezgratitud LLC. This case was first heard on 8/19/21 to comply by 10/21/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. City is requesting. Go ahead, Leo.
Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. Your Honor, all permits on these properties have been issued on March 15th of 2020. City is requesting the fines to be reduced to administration cost of $1,275.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Sandra Miura. I'm the permit runner for the owners.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to admin costs?
Yes, we
Okay,
agree.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 24. Chief George Oliva, property address 5300 Northwest 9th Avenue. Desert Power Line, owner Desert Power Line LLC. Case number BE 2107-0248. Notice posted at the property on 2/11/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, this is a 40-year case that hasn't been complied. The city is asking for the owner to come with full compliance in 42 days by submitting the report for the 40 years or $100 per day thereafter.
Sir, state your name, please.
I think that I want to make sure we're on the right one. I think we had a couple. Do we have the as-built on today, Mr. Oliva? There was one on the as-built getting an extension on one of them.
I'm on a new business case.
On a new business
At
case.
5300 Northwest 9th Avenue.
Okay, so it's 42 days. Yeah, we agree to that. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is the one.
Do you have another case on my docket?
I think so. You're
Yes. On page 26 at the top, property address 5300 Powerline Road A. Owner Desert Powerline LLC. Case number BE 2103-0001.
You know, I'm so glad to hear that, Your Honor, because I thought I was getting a little punchy, and I have so many hearings going on. Sometimes I walk in court, I'm not sure what case I'm on, but I want to thank you for reinforcing that I'm not crazy, that was on too.
Okay, Counsel, you may want to state your
Do
record.
what we can.
Counsel, you may want to state your name for the record.
Yeah, hi, my name is Michael. My name is Michael Pizzi, Esquire, and I'm the attorney for the Desert family and a Desert Power Line at that property.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. The case and address as read. The city agreed of 35-day extension for them to complete the drawing revision and submit the as-built to the city.
We're in 1,000% agreement, and I want to thank Mr. Oliva. I want to thank Mr. Oliva and Mr. Martinez. They're among the most professional, courteous people I've dealt with. They're outstanding people. And if we can get it done sooner, we'll get it done sooner, but we agree to the extension, and we thank the city for their courtesy.
Well, you're very welcome, I'm sure, on behalf of us all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1637 Northeast 16th Ave, case number BE 211-20024, owner Chiron Family Trust 2021, Normand Chiron trustee. Notice posted at the property on 2/16/22, posted at City Hall on 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Tasha, is this 1637?
Yes.
Okay. While inspecting this property, the pavement contractor Javier arrived. On this property, they did a roof, new bricks paved driveway, new windows and doors, new pool, all of that without permit, Your Honor. I issued at the moment when I arrived on a stop work order, and the property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was open, and inspection report was mailed out to the property owner on December 6th of 2021. The final notice was mailed out to the property owner on January 13th of 2022, and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on February 16th of 2022. There is one permit that they applied, and it was issued, which is the re-roof. On February 25th of 2022, that permit was issued. No other permits has been applied. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance, or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. Alexander Alves.
Okay.
Owner representative.
All right. Are you going to bring this property into compliance within 91 days and apply for the appropriate permits?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You should know better than this, sir. All right. So ordered.
Thank you, Your
Sir,
Honor.
are you the contractor?
The owner representative.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 91 days or $50 a day for each violation thereafter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 2. Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 915 Northeast 15th Street. Case number BE 211-20060. Owner Jose P. and Michelle V. Abreu. Notice posted at the property on 2/2/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. This case was opened on December 10, 2021, and the property was cited for the following violation: Florida Building Code 2020, Section 111.1.1. Building is being occupied without obtaining the required certificate of occupancy. I've been in contact with the property owner, and he's working on getting the property into compliance. I'm gonna let him explain the situation.
Okay. What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is 63 days or $50 per day thereafter.
Yep, correct, okay.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
I'm sorry?
Please state your name for the record.
Jose Abreu?
Okay. Mr. Abreu, you're going to bring this property into compliance within 63 days?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 31. Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1464 Southwest 30th Terrace. Case number CE 1906-1427. Owner Brittany A. Notch. This case was first heard on 10/13/20 to comply by 12/15/20. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requested to impose the full amount of $16,500, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio on behalf of Inspector Martinez, presenting case as read. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
My name is Brittany Naki. I got the electrical and plumbing permits for the studio I have in the back of my house. I just need a final inspection. And then I was told I have to get another permit for a change of views, I believe it's called.
Change of use?
I think that's what it was called. He told me on the phone. I couldn't really.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah? Okay. I would like to request 90 days so I can get that permit, and I just need a final inspection on the electrical and plumbing.
Any objection from the city?
City wouldn't oppose to the extension.
All right, 91 days, and we'll suspend the fines during that time.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 2. Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 3308 Northeast 40th Court. Case number CE 20120326. Oh, bear with me. Owner, Martin A. Wojciak. Homestead Exemptor Althane Manuvang. Notice posted at the property on 2/10/22. Posted at City Hall 3322.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There is a boat lift at the property that was installed without a permit. City is requesting 35 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
Hi, Alexander Alonso.
Okay, can you bring the property into compliance and take care of that permit within 35 days?
I suggest 60, because of the engineers are severely backed up with CAD drawers, and that's the only reason why we've been going back and forth for like almost a year probably right now, the revisions. Right now, the city does have
Get the permit?
Yes, we're submitted. The revisions are also submitted February 18th. But because of the experience I've had with, we're after the fact company being hired. And I have a lot of permits going on right now, and I'm all backed up because of the engineering. So it's.
City wouldn't oppose to the 63.
Okay, all right, I'll give you 63 days by my calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 27. Inspector Hector Suarez, property address 340 San Marco Drive. Case number BE 2201-0154. Owner 340 San Marco LLC. This property was cited on 12722 to comply by 12822. One section not complied at $200. City is requesting a full amount of $9,400. Appeal deadline was 2/11/22. No appeal received.
Good morning, Your Honor. We're going to have two cases for the same property. The first one is Inspector Suarez presenting case BE 2201-0154, 340 San Marco Drive. On January 27, 2022, a citation violation notice was completed and posted for 2411D. There is a dumpster at the construction site that is overflowing. This case is not in compliance till this date. On March 4th, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted to the property by Inspector Holloway. The city is requesting full imposition.
Sir, please state your name.
Jack Donji, agent for the owner of the property.
Why does this continue to be a problem?
This is my general contractor behind me, Carlos Chubert. He was in the hospital with COVID. The dumpster will be cleaned out tomorrow. I just notified Inspector Suarez of that. The registered agent address for the corporation is under 340 San Marco LLC's, Wyoming. I didn't know about this until like 8-9 days ago. So I'm just asking for, the dumpster will be gone tomorrow. I'll provide photography.
Your Honor, excuse me, this is a citation case, so.
Okay.
This is just for the dumpster that was overflowing.
Right.
I'm getting to that. So the dumpster will be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, but here's the problem, okay? With citation cases, they don't give me any discretion if you don't file for an appeal. When you get the notice, it says you got to file for an appeal within a certain amount of time. If you don't do that, and it looks like you didn't do that because no appeal was received, then I have no choice but to enter the fine, okay?
So the notices were sent to Wyoming instead of Florida, and they followed public records, so they did
If
their
that's
job.
the address that's in the property records, then that's,
I understand.
you
That's
have
the
an
only law.
obligation to update addresses if in fact you've moved or whatever, so.
And Your Honor, for the record, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office, the mailing address currently, as it exists today, is in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's all the city can do is send notice to the addresses we're provided. So I have to impose the fine. Now, when you get it done, perhaps, you can avail yourself of a lead reduction process, but for right now, I have nothing I can do but impose the fine. It continues to accrue.
And we'll be in compliance from tomorrow on.
Okay, all right.
And now I have the contact details for Mr. Suarez. I'll stay in touch with him.
Okay, well, as soon as it's done, make sure you let the inspector
I
know
will.
so he can come out and re-inspect.
I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 340 San Marco Drive, case number BE 2202-0156, owner 340 San Marco LLC. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting case BE 2202-0156, 340 San Marco Drive. Property was inspected on February 28, 2022, and the following violation was observed as depicted on the photos. 9259. The structure in its present condition is unsafe, unsanitary, and dangerous to the community. It does not meet the minimum housing requirements of the city ordinance for human occupancy, and the city requests that the structure be demolished. Also, 91D, any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section, specifically under FBC 2014, Section 116, Unsafe Structures and Equipment. Notice of hearing violation was mailed to owner listed on BCPA on February 28, 2022. On March 10, 2022, Chief Oliva posted unsafe building to property. I have had contact with authorized agent, Jack, and contractor advising of violation and how to comply. As of pre-hearing inspection on March 15, 2022, violation remains. The city is requesting for the property owner to demo or renew permits within 30 days, or the city will demo the property. For the record, I am requesting for the final order to be recorded. And Your Honor, I have these permits over here. The last permit that was worked on was, I believe, January 2021. So there has not been any work to this property for about 2 to 3 years. And also, Community Enhancement has a case open, CE 2007-1381, that is still accruing fines.
Okay. All right, sir. Big problem here. So you need to renew those permits within the next 30 days. Is there any reason why you can't do that?
This is the general contractor. He was in the
Yeah. Okay, renew the permits within the next 30 days or demo the property. If you don't do that, then the city's gonna come in and demo the property. All right, so.
Well, Your Honor, I believe the city is asking as a part of Your Honor's order, failing the property owner's actions within 30 days to allow an additional 30 days for the city to demolish the property.
Yes. So what?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Make sure you keep in touch with him, because if you've applied for the permits and he doesn't see them, you're gonna end up with a property that's demoed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Your
yes, and the order's to be recorded in the property records.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 8, Chief George Oliva, property address 407 North Andrews Avenue. Owner Broward Station Andrews LLC, case number BE 211-00348. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting a case for Chief George Oliva for the case and address as read. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. City's asking for a 180 days extension to come in compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Aida Jaén,
Okay.
property manager for
All
Broward
right.
Station Andrews LLC.
Are you in agreement with the 180 days to
Yes,
complete
yes,
the
we
work and submit the report? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 31. Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1301 Northwest 24th Avenue. Case number CE 2008-0564. Owner, Jose Ricardo Valdez Castellanes. Mario Colindres Espinal. This case was first heard on 7/15/21 to comply by 9/16/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $5,900, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case on behalf of Inspector Martinez. I'm gonna let the respondent speak.
Okay.
Marjorie Espinal Colindres. Yo ya quité todas las galeras.
Do we have a
Can I have someone to help?
interpret?
Hector? Yes.
Español.
Español.
Please.
Hector? Hector,
Hector.
do you swear and affirm to translate from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English? Yes. Thank you.
Start by asking her to state her name for the record.
Marjorie Espinal Colindres.
Okay.
Y yo ya removí las galeras, se dicen, no sé cómo que se dicen.
Stairs.
Las quité. Yo hablé con el inspector Jorge Martínez y le hice saber que lo quité. Y y lo único que me queda es el storage y quería más tiempo para poderlo sacar el permiso.
Inspector, just, you may want to tell her the violation was for 2 sheds and 2 shaded structures. There's no stairs on the violation.
No. Sí. Sí, solo me queda un storage shed y ese es el que necesito más tiempo para poder sacarlo los permisos.
Okay, she had 4, she removed 3. She needs more time to remove the other.
How much time is she looking
¿Cuánto
for?
tiempo necesita?
30 días.
About 30 days.
Any objections from the city?
City wouldn't oppose to 63 days.
63 days. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hector. Our next case is on page 30. Inspector Jose Sargusti, property address 1001 Arizona Avenue. Case number BE 200502224. Owner Rosalind Y. Jackson. This case was first heard on 7/15/21 to comply by 8/26/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50.
Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The case is in compliance. City is recommending an administrative cost of $387.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Rosalind Jackson. I am the owner.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to city cost of $387?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Thank you so much for your cooperation.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 13. One moment. Chief George Oliva, property address 814 Southwest 2nd Court, 1-4. Case number BE 211-00217. Owner, Home 814 LLC. Notice posted at the property on 2/15/22. Posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Paul Simpson, contractor for the owner.
Okay, are you in agreement to submit that report within the next 42 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, this concludes all of our respondents at this time, Your Honor.
Okay.
I want to take a small recess, please,
Sure.
before we continue. Thank you. What was that? Resume. Yeah. I didn't have no coffee this morning. I didn't have any coffee. I said we're gonna. Okay, Jerry, we good? Okay. Starting from page 1, property address 2881 Northeast 32nd Street, case number BE 211-20145, Inspector Mary Rich, owner Waterside on the Intracoastal Condo. Notice posted at the property on 2/17/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Enforcement Officer Mary Rich for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address are as read. The violation is 28-155A. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153 and 28-155. Final notice was mailed to owner on January 7th, 2022 by admin staff. Notice of violation was posted at property on February 17th, 2022, and mailed to owner listed on Broward County Property Appraisers. As of pre-hearing inspection on March 17th, 2022, the violation remains. BSI online has not been updated. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 1512 South Andrews Ave, owner North Broward Hospital District. Attention real estate, case number BE 211-10010. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case and address as read. Initial visit to this property was made on November 2nd, 2021 by Inspector Alexander Alboris, where it was observed that the ceiling covering fire water pipe was falling apart and it was in bad disrepair. This property was cited for a building in disrepair under City Ordinance 9-280B. The case was opened on November 2nd, 2021. The inspection report was mailed to the property on November 10, 2021. Final notice was mailed on December 13 of 2021, and notice of hearing was posted on property on February 11, 2022. No action has been taken by the owner to obtain the permit for this violation on this address. We're asking, Your Honor, to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Page 2, Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 3015 North Ocean Boulevard, 2R, case number BE 2107-0001, owner Berkeley South Condo Association, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 2/10/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. This case was opened on July 1st, 2021, and the property was cited for the following violation: 9-280B. There are parts which are deteriorated and not maintained, included but not limited to garage walls, floors, ceiling, and drainage system. On July 2nd, 2021, I visited the property, talked to Ms. Lein Joseph, Community Association Manager with First Service Residential, manager of the Berkeley South Condominiums, and Mr. Turnet Bill, Regional Director of First Service Residential. I informed them about the complaints we received, and we walked through the underground garage. They informed me that an engineer company was already hired to perform concrete restoration work in the building, but the issue with groundwater flooding the garage has not been addressed. They said every time there is high tide, and especially during king tides, the garage gets flooded, and 2 drainage lift stations are not sufficient to remove the water coming in. During the inspection, I observed water in some areas of the garage. On July 6, 2021, I received a letter from an engineer company, SRI Consultants, Inc., stating that although repairs are needed, including water mitigation, there is no imminent danger to the building. The permits to perform the required repairs has not been obtained. City is requesting 90 days to comply or $100 per day thereafter.
Your Honor, I would just ask, in light of the fact that these pictures look fairly serious, in light of the fact that the property owner has not bothered to attend today's hearing, that we assess a fine of $300 per day.
Okay, so ordered, 91 days or $300 a day.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 4, property address 2347 Northwest 13th Street, Inspector Leonardo Martinez, case number BE 211-10023, owner Dimitri Dupley. Notice posted at the property on 2/3/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. I visited this property after scheduling an appointment with Jean, the owner, who allowed me access into it. When inside, I observed the ceiling drywall of the living room was removed, the kitchen cabinet was removed, and the bathroom was being remodeling. The property was cited under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. I explained to the owner all the process of how this will work on the violation. This case was opened, and the inspection report was sent to the owner on November 4th of 2021. The final notice was mailed out to the property owner on December 13th of 2021, and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on January 31st of 2021. There was a permit applied on November 24th of 2021 for the remodelation of the property. The permit had correction pending since December 7th of 2021. The owner, Mr. Jean Ratin, called me on February 28th of 2022. He was explaining that he got scammed by the contractor that was in charge of the remodelation and applying for the permit. And he was reaching out to us for help. I provide the owner with the Florida DVPR investigation contact information, as well as our detective and that worked for the Florida PD. I would request, Your Honor, a 120 days extension for him to put a new contractor together. Get another contractor. And we are asking Your Honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 120 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per day for violation thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Page 5, property address 9 North Birch Road, owner Harbor House East Condo Association, Chief George Oliva, case number BE 211-00169. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief. I'm sorry, Ms. Williams, is this for 9 North Birch Road?
That's correct.
My records show the case is complied and it's closed.
Okay, that's what you show. No? It should be a 180 days. They did submit a report. It's not complied. Yeah, it's not complied. Yes.
So I'm retracting that, and case, it's not in compliance. City is requesting 180 days extension to come in compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 110 Southwest 3rd Avenue, owner Nugent Avenue Retail LLC, case number BE 211-00354. Notice posted at the property on 2/16/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva for the address and case as read. Report failed, and city is requesting 180 days extension to come in compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 6, property address 151 Northeast 16th Ave, owner Pinecrest Village at Victoria Park Homeowner Association, case number BE 211-00184. Notice posted at the property on 3/5/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva for the case and address as read. Report has failed, and city's asking for a 180-day extension to come in compliance or $100 thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 200 Southeast 9th Street, case number BE 211-00223, owner PF Properties, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 2/19/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva for the address and case as read. The case is not in compliance, and the city is asking for 42 days extension and or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 7 at the top, property address 209 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, the Seasons Condominium Association of Fort Lauderdale, Inc., case number BE 211-00185. Notice delivered via personal service to front desk, Leota Connellan, on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall on 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. This report has failed, and city is asking for a 180 days extension to come in compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 211 Southwest 15th Street, owner LP's Apartment Rentals LLC, case number BE 211-00282. Notice posted at the property on 2/15/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting case for Chief George Oliva for the case and address as read. This report has failed, and city is requesting extension of 180 days to come in compliance or $100 thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 8 at the top, property address 345 West State Road 84, owner Lake Worth Property Enterprises LLC, case number BE 211-00284. Notice posted at the property 2/3/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance, and city is asking for a 42-day extension or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 401 Northeast 16th Ave, owner The Victorian Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 211-00046. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. This report has failed. City is asking a 180-day extension to come in compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 9 at the top, property address 415 Northeast 3rd Street, owner Chip Holdings LLC, case number BE 211-00359. Notice delivered via personal service to the general manager on 2/24/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting a case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance, and city is asking for a 42 days extension or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 436 South Andrews Ave, owner 420 South Andrews Avenue LLC, in care of Stephen A. Landy Esquire, case number BE 211-00355. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall. Oh, did we read that one already?
Yeah, we did.
I'm sorry, guys. Property address 455 Northeast 16th Ave, case number BE 211-00186. Owner, the Hemingway at Victoria Park Condominium Association, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting case for Chief George Oliva. This report has failed. City is asking for a 180 days extension to come in compliance and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 10 at the top, property address 509 Northeast 3rd Ave, 2, owner 509 Northeast 3 LLC, case number BE 211-00346. Notice posted at the property on 2/24/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance. City is asking for 42 days extension to come in compliance and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 525 Northeast 13th Street, owner MVW Investment Group LLC, case number BE 211-00144. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting a case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance, and city is asking for 42 days extension to come in compliance and or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 700 Northwest 7th Terrace, case number BE 211-00142, owner 700 TC Cloud LLC. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance, and city is asking for 42 days extension and or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 11 at the top, property address 701 Northeast 2nd Ave, owner Belinda Chung, case number BE 21090202. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting case for Chief George Oliva. This report has failed. City is requesting 180 days extension to come in compliance and provide a new report, or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 701 Northwest 7th Terrace, owner 701 C Cloud LLC, case number BE 211-00140. Notice posted at the property on 2/8/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting case for Chief George Oliva. This case is not in compliance. City is asking for 42 days extension and or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 12, property address 733 Northeast 2nd Ave, owner Tricera Flagler Uptown LLC, case number BE 22010039. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed a 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 13 at the bottom, property address 1022 Northwest 6th Street, owner William J. and Electa C. Cone, case number BE 211-00151. Notice posted at the property 2/8/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 14 at the top, property address 1116 West Broward Boulevard, owner 1116 West Broward Boulevard Land Trust, Hector Francis, trustee, case number BE 211-00203. Notice posted at the property 2/8/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1126 Southwest 15 Terrace, 1-8, owner 1126 Acquisitions Corp., case number BE 211-00202. Notice posted at the property on 2/15/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed a 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 15, property address 1214 South Andrews Ave, owner Old LLC, case number BE 211-00288. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1215 East Broward Boulevard. Owner, Saga Land Trust, Megan Horst trustee. Case number BE 211-00163. Notice posted at the property on 2/24/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 16, property address 1222 South Andrews Avenue. Owner, Old LLC. Case number BE 211-00289. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1235 East Los Olas Boulevard. Owner 1235 Los Olas LLC. Case number BE 211-00227. Notice posted at the property on 2/26/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed a 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 17, at the bottom, property address 1492 East Los Olas Boulevard. Owner, Stamp Enterprises, Inc., case number BE 211-00230. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 18 at the top, property address 1525 East Los Olas Boulevard, case number BE 211-00242. Owner 711 Inc., in care of Tax Department number 10407. Notice posted at the property on 2/26/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 19 at the top, property address 1831 Northeast 45th Street A, case number BE 211-00209. Notice delivered via personal service to owner Thomas Lein on 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
42 days? All right. Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1901 South Federal Highway. Owner Edward L. Carlisle III Trust. Edward L. Carlisle III Trustee. Case number BE 211-00300. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 21, property address 2801 South Andrews Ave, case number BE 211-00180. Owner Arthur L. Messia, estate and all others, in care of Law Office Aslanian and Aslanian. Notice posted at the property on 2/3/22, posted at City Hall 3322.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 2909 Vistamar Street. Owner, Tranquillo Hotel LLC, case number BE 211-00247. Notice delivered via personal service to manager Sarah McMahon on 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 3049 Alhambra Street. Owner Alhambra Holdings, Inc., case number BE 211-00263. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 22, property address 3101 South Federal Highway. Owner Bhupendra N. Patel, case number BE 211-00340. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Good morning. Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 3224 West Broward Boulevard. Owner A&M Investments of America LLC. Case number BE 211-10008. Notice posted at the property 2/16/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 24 at the top. Property address 3800 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner Galt Ocean Club Association, Inc. Case number BE 211-10043. Notice delivered personal service to property manager Angela Dean Wright on 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
What's the last, what's that one?
3800 Galt Ocean Drive.
Okay. Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 25 at the top. Property address 5630 Northeast 18th Ave. Owner Highland Towers Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 211-00148. Notice posted at the property on 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 6061 Northeast 14th Ave. Owner Cypress 14 LLC. Case number BE 211-00120. Notice delivered via personal service to renter Russell Kitchen on 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 3/3/22.
Inspector Suarez presented on behalf of Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 28. Property address 308 Southwest 6th Street. This is a hearing to impose fines. Owner 308 Urban LLC. Case number BE 200-50317. This case was first heard on 4/15/21 to comply by 5/27/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. City is requesting no fines imposed.
So ordered.
Page 20, nope, not that page. Page 32, property address 6551 Northeast 22nd Ave. Owner Cortland Schuler. Case number CE 21050607. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 1/20/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
At this time, Your Honor, we would like to have all the cases listed on page 34 into the record as closed, withdrawn, or complied.
So ordered.
Thank you. This concludes our March 17, 2022 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to the Special Magistrate Lien Reduction Agenda for March 17, 2022. If you wish to speak at today's proceeding, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to speak the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You may be seated. Our first case is on page 1. Owner David Ide, case number CE 211-20640, case address 700 Southwest 8th Way. This case has a total lien value of $3,000 and city direct cost of $499.48. The city is requesting $1,800 and no appeals received for this citation.
Okay, good morning, please.
Hi, good
state your
morning.
name.
Lindsay Way.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, I missed that first half. Requesting how much?
Okay, first of all, I need you to state your name for the record.
Lindsay Way.
Okay, and yes, the total lien amount is $3,000. The city's requesting $1,800.
Okay. And is there any further reduction possible?
Well, you had, it looks like you did not file an appeal in this case, and that's what the problem was. Why didn't you file for the appeal?
I don't think that I was fully aware of the process, and the appeal statement on the notice was very small, to be honest with you. So I had emailed Gabriel, and I submitted for the application, and I changed the status of the listing. We had a management company that we thought handled everything, and they did a poor job. So when I took it over, I left the advertisement up, but I didn't know that it was being falsely advertised per the city. So then when we got cited, I went in and called Airbnb.
Well, why didn't you take the advertising down when you got cited?
Because we had,
Would have complied it.
there was someone there, and because we had management, I didn't know like how that would take place if we took it off and there was actually someone physically in the property at the time, how that is with the software and getting people out. And I don't know, it was just kind of a mess after we fired the management company, and then we got that notice. So once I realized what we were supposed to do, we did it very quick. So unfortunately, had I known what we were supposed to do in those 14-day period of time or appealed it, then I would have made sure it was taken care of right away.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna reduce the fine to $1,200 with 60 days to pay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye, baby.
Have a good day.
Our next case is on page 5. Owners Thomas and Catherine Delmonico, case number CE 19042274, case address 2143 Northeast 56th Court. This case has a total lien value of $8,650 and city direct cost of $587.55, and the city is requesting $6,487.50.
Hello, my name is Catherine Delmonico.
Okay. All right, and this case was out of compliance for 331 days.
I had absolutely no idea that this was going on. We got a permit.
Can you speak up and into the microphone, please?
I sure can. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
We hired a contractor. He took out the permit, did the work. I remember receiving a letter stating that there was a problem with the gate, and I gave him the information to the contractor, and he said for me not to worry about it. It was no big deal. He would take care of it, and here I am today.
Okay. And did you actually sell this property?
It is in the process of being sold.
Okay. Has money been escrowed for the lien?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so it hasn't gone to closing yet?
It has not gone to closing yet, you know.
Okay, all right. Okay, I will reduce the fine to $1,800 with 60 days to pay.
Is there any way that could be lowered? It just seems that the crime is not $1,800. I was unaware that this was going on. I would have never let this go to this point had I known that this was happening. We've been at this property for 32 years. I've never had a problem with anything related to the city, and always have been someone who took care of things like this. I had absolutely no idea that this was going on.
No prior violations?
No prior nothing.
All right. I'll reduce the fine to $1,100 with 90 days to pay.
And there's nothing less than that.
I can't, this isn't a,
I understand, Your Honor. I just,
it's not, it's not,
such a
let's make a
shock.
deal, okay? That's my
Oh,
rule.
I get that.
It's unfortunate, but there are a lot of
It
unscrupulous contractors in South Florida,
And
but it's
it's a-
ultimately the property's owner's responsibility.
And I understand that now. I understand now that was
Yeah.
my responsibility. But at the time, I didn't know. I would have never let this go like this.
All right, good luck to you with the sale.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Owners Marcelo Gonzalez and Jessica Paparoni. Case number CE 211-20314. This case has a total lien value of $4,000 and city direct cost of $308.82. The city is requesting $2,000 and no appeals received for this citation.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your
Please
Honor.
state your name.
Marcelo Gonzalez.
Okay. And what do you want to tell me in mitigation of this fine?
When we got the notice, I was out of the country. As soon as we were notified that we had to get the license, I immediately shut off the Airbnb post. But they still advertise the listing because I shut it for 60 days. That was the time that I had to get the license. But I couldn't control Airbnb advertising or listing further than that date. As soon as I came back, it was Christmas holidays, so I was out of the country. As soon as I came back, I took care of it, and we already have the license. So we were appealing for a reduction on the penalty. We just bought this property last year, me and my wife, and it was an investment, so we.
Okay. You put a 60-day hold on it, so did Airbnb then list it after that 60 days?
Yes, because you can block it for 60 days, but after that, it's still open for them. So we blocked it because that's.
Okay, and did you comply the property during the block?
Yeah, we shut the property off. I actually gave it to a friend of mine. He spent the Christmas there.
Yeah,
Christmas
I think
holidays.
the problem is technically you have to take the advertisement down. And perhaps when the investigator, reviewed it, saw it back up there, blocked out looks like, it's been booked for the next 60 days maybe. So, all right. Okay, I will reduce the fine to $900 with 60 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 2. Owner Sanman Holdings LLC. Case number CE 211-00452. Case address 1305 Northeast 3rd Avenue. This case has a total lien value of $12,600 and city direct cost of $453.48. And the city is requesting $7,560. No appeal was received for the citation.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
My name is Zenaida Bettler.
Okay, are you the owner of the property?
Yes.
Okay, all right. It looks like you did not file an appeal in this case, is that correct?
I was not aware that when I received the letter and it came late after the due date, and I read through it and I didn't see a notice about appealing, so I went. Actually, this is Ananda. She is my manager, and I gave her a job, and she was the one who was calling everybody and getting in touch with everyone. And she ran into a big problem and a big circling around. It was a big issues to
Okay,
get
but
through
this
that.
property was out of compliance for 126 days. It shouldn't.
I was also out of country, and I was out for a month, and I have papers.
No, I'm sorry, but we have
I just didn't know.
that leave the country all the time that own property here, and it's no excuse
But
not to maintain.
I wasn't aware of the summons, and I wasn't aware of anything. And this is also I'm fairly new in that business, and that's the only income that I have. I'm not working, and at this time I had both places rent out for like 3-4 months because it was a season, so I couldn't kick them out. And I called. Actually, she called. She'll explain. She called the Airbnb.
Yes, please state your name for the record.
My name is Ananda, last name Bonaldo. I contacted Gabriel right after we got the notice, and he instructed me to remove the Airbnb ad. So I called Airbnb, and they said that they could remove the listing, but we would lose all the bookings that we had, and we were booked out probably like almost a year in advance, and then we would lose every single one of the bookings. I spoke to the inspector, and he said that he wasn't aware that if you removed the listing, you would also lose all the bookings. And then the whole process of applying for all the licenses, we're not very clear of what needed to be done. So I was calling the city, and then I was being transferred from one department to another. Nobody could actually explain me the full step by step on what needed to be done. So
You're a property manager. I mean, it's your job to get this stuff done.
I am not. I helped him out with the Airbnbs, but I'm not a property manager. I just helped him out with the Airbnbs and the bookings.
Okay, but 126 days is probably the longest I've ever seen on these vacation rentals on how long it takes to get the process done.
We applied for all the licenses right away. It was the matter of having the smoke detectors being checked.
That's all part of the process.
Yes,
and you continue to make money during this period of time. So where's the loss to you? You're not following the rules?
We were following the rules.
And you're making money.
We actually spoke to the inspector, and then he explained us what to do, and that was on December 9th. And then after that, it was a lot easier to comply with everything. And then he did the inspection a few days after that on both of the units. And then after he came by this unit, we still needed to fix the driveway, which we did.
How much does this property rent for per night?
It's $120.
All right. I'll reduce the fine to $5,000 with 90 days to pay.
Is there that's still a lot of money.
No, that's a gift under these circumstances.
It's very difficult for me to pay because, it's the only money that I'm living on. That means if I pay $5,000, then I have to stay 3-4 months with nothing. Because every time that tenants moves out or whatever is expense to restore it and to put it back, I physically just don't have.
You had a choice when you got the citation. You could have complied with the citation.
I'm very sorry.
You could have filed for an appeal. You could have. Please don't speak while I'm speaking. That's very rude.
Sorry.
Okay? You could have applied for an appeal, and I would have tried to work with you. You could have stopped the Airbnb ads until you could comply. You did none of that. So I'm sorry, but that's my ruling. It's all I can do right now. Sorry.
Can it be maybe more time?
Okay, I'll give you 120 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 5. Owner B&Y Investments LLC, case number CE21030072, case address 3821 Southwest 13th Court. This case has a total lien value of $4,500 and city direct cost of $783.81, and the city is requesting $1,350.
Okay.
Your Honor, my name is Matatia Cohen,
Uh-huh.
partner in this property, and it was a humbling experience to try to do all the stuff that they asked us to do, but we painted the building, we cleaned the grass, we put pressure on our tenant not to leave chairs outside, and we hire a tenant, one of the tenants, to clean the place and with a blower and to pick up. Unfortunately, we are also, there is a high school that passes by and they throw their cups and all that. So we have the wife of the owner, of the person that we hire, she picks up after them as well. Also, with those people that were dumping mattresses and furniture on the corner, and we will always ask for that. So we installed 3 cameras in order to.
Okay, sir, you have no idea how many people come in front of me and say, well, it's not my trash, I didn't put it there. But unfortunately, that's the way the law reads. The property owner is responsible.
I understand, that's why we put the cameras.
So it looks like you got the other things complied, but then the trash was the ongoing, and it cost the city almost $800 in administrative costs to continue to follow up on you.
I understand. It was so many things. That's why I'm telling you it was a humbling experience. First we had to go with the tenant, then we had the kids that passed by the school, and then the people that were dumping on the corner. And we comply with everything now.
Okay.
Everything is perfect. We spent quite a bit of money. The cameras is not cheap, 3 cameras and all that stuff. So we are okay now.
Okay. The lien amount is $4,500. I think the city's request of $1,350 is reasonable considering they have almost $800 in costs. So that's going to be my order.
Okay, so it's $1,350.
$1,350.
Okay,
and
thank
60 days to pay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 2. Owner, page 2, yeah. Owner James Bishop Estate, case number CE10062-709, case address 930 Southwest 29th Street. This case has a total lien value of $164,950.94 and city direct cost of $536.48, and the city is requesting $32,990.19.
My name is James Bishop. This was an incident back in 2010 when they ran city sewer through the city there.
Right.
And at that point, we had just fixed our sewer system, but at the same time, in 2008, 2010, our economy was falling. I had rent issues. I had done everything I can just to survive the property, which took me years to try and catch up back taxes. And when I was in a good enough shape, I did hire a plumber. We did hook up. In the meantime, we were charged the sewer fee as if we were hooked up from day one anyway. But when I did hook up in 2015, I was working with a code compliant officer, and she said, okay, you're fine. I think at that time our fine was $164.
Okay.
She had said, okay, we'll do this for $22.50, and I'll document it and we'll take care of it. So at that point, we were still frustrating, trying to keep the properties alive, my business as well, and I hadn't thought much more about it. But now here we're, at the time where I'm trying to cash this in as like a 401k plan, I'm doing a title search, and I find that this has been ongoing.
Well, yeah, because it was out of compliance for 1,655 days. That's a long time to ignore the issue.
Well, at that point, like I said, we weren't even sure we were going to be able to keep the property at that point. We were failing. I was having trouble paying taxes. I couldn't afford to do that.
Yeah.
and or get too far back, then my property goes up for foreclosure for the taxes.
Uh-huh.
May I ask, sir, are you Mr. Bishop's son?
No.
Because the property is titled in an estate.
No,
It
I
says
don't know
es-
why.
You're James Bishop?
Yes. I have a son, James Bishop, as well, but I don't know why that would be.
I'm not sure either.
Okay. All right.
You may want to check if you're selling the property with the property appraiser, because I thought you said that you were James Bishop.
I am, but my son's name is James Bishop as well, but that was never done.
Yeah, like I said, you just may want to check on that, because it doesn't read that way right now on BCPA with the property appraiser.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I saw that you, in your paperwork, you offered 5,000. The city says that they don't want me to do anything less than $32,990. Yeah. So, all right, what's your plans for the property? Is it under contract? Are you living in it? Is it homesteaded?
No, it's a rental property. Like I said, we bought this, it's still under mortgage. It's not really an income property. It was more of a 401k plan to let them pay down, and at the end I can cash out and help myself out that way. So it's been a struggle since day one, but it's, we've held on to it, but that was my plan, to do it as a 401k.
Okay, all right.
And the neighborhood's not that great compared to how everything else is doing. It's, but we're surviving.
All right, I will reduce the fine to $7,500 with 90 days to pay.
I can pay right away. I've just been preparing for this, and I thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Our next cases are on pages 3 and 4. On page 3, we have 1717-1721 Northwest 6th Place. Case number CE01060293, owner MM Development LLC. This case has a total lien value of $4,025, city direct cost of $1,098, and there's also a board-up cost of $1,160.23, which is non-negotiable and due. The city is requesting $2,592.50.
The city's requesting,
$2,592.50.
oh, okay, all right, I'm sorry. Thank you. All right, are you going to read all of the cases in at once?
On page 4, case number CE01062408, same address, same owner. This case has a total lien value of $11,275, city direct cost of $1,341.36, and board-up cost of $1,177.48, which is non-negotiable and due, and the city is requesting $5,637.50. Also on page number 4, case number CE02100664 for the same address, same owner. This case has a total lien value of $8,825 and city direct cost of $837, and the city is requesting $4,412.50.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Miriam Middlebrook.
Okay, and are you the owner of the property? Or?
I am.
Okay.
I am the owner.
All right. And why was this property out of compliance for so long?
Because I just bought the property 2 years ago. So I was not the one that had this problem back in 2002, 20 years ago.
Were you aware when you bought the property it had these liens on it?
Absolutely. I have paid so far right now, I have paid $12,345 in back property taxes. I have paid $4,948.39 in back liens 20 years back. The city wanted me to put a fence up around the property so that homeless people wouldn't go on it because it's right kind of close to the building department. So I spent $6,799 to put a fence up. They wanted live ground cover, which I was fine with because I buy vacant land. So I spent $2,450 on that. About 2 months ago, I paid $6,747 for the demolition, which happened in 2003. So I have no problem paying any of the hard costs that the city has incurred. I am into this property myself right now, which I knew, so I'm not saying that I like didn't know this, but I just want you to know that I paid $33,416.08. And I have kept the property in pristine condition since I purchased it 2 years ago.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with what I did personally. I didn't let these board up certificate expire 20 years ago.
Right.
I'm more than happy to pay all the fees that the city has incurred, the hard cost, and 10% of what the extra fines are. So I'm willing to pay dollar for dollar on what the hard cost is. And then the running fines that have been going on for 20 years, you know, I call it fluff money. I'm willing to give 10% of that fluff money to the city as well. And I'm sorry, I didn't have a pen and I was a little confused on all the different numbers she was running out, saying the hard
The
costs.
city's requesting $12,642.50 according to my math.
Okay.
And, you know, that's about approximately half of the, you know, the total lien amount. The total lien amount's $24,125. So the city's requesting a little more than half of that.
Okay, what is the actual hard cost?
The
Like,
actual hard costs, including the board up costs, are $5,611.15.
okay. Okay, so the difference there is about $7,000, correct? It's between the $5,611.15 and the $12,642.50, correct?
Uh-huh.
So how about if I pay, so $7,000, how about I give another $3,500? Half of that $7,000 for the extra. That way the city gets their $5,611 and I give the $3,500 extra.
Your Honor, my suggestion would be to take the cases one at a time, and as Your Honor suggested earlier, this is not let's make a deal.
Yeah.
So the property was purchased at a great discount because of probably the state of the property, for worth approximately $90,000. So I think also in order to keep the record clear, we should probably go case by case.
I totally disagree with that because what happened is I bought the property for 17 and then the property appraiser value went up. That property is not worth 90,000. Andrew Bryant, that owns the 2 slivers of land to the left and right of me, he can actually build a single family home on each one of those. Mine is more than double that, but I've already asked the city if I can split the lot to make the 4 lots, like 4 equal size lots, and you can't. They won't allow that with the new zoning, which means that my big lot in the center between Andrew Bryant and mine is actually a single family lot. And there's no way I can sell that lot for $90,000 and anybody's gonna buy it in that neighborhood. I'm sure you know the neighborhood. So that was gonna be my next thing, to actually go to the property appraiser and argue the increase. If you look, you can probably look it up because I don't have a computer, what the actual value was of that lot and how it jumped $40,000 in 1 year or some ridiculous amount. But I was dealing with all this and paying all the past due things, which the city has never received from all the 10 different owners before me. So I just kind of feel that it's a little bit unfair. I understand that I'm gonna pay, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna pay. I've already shown that I'm paying. So it's not like anytime the city says, you know, do this, I do it. When they say put the lawn cover in, I do it. When they say put the 6-foot fence up, I do it. So it's not that I'm like trying to be difficult here, but I also know that it's a value to the city that somebody like me comes in, pays all the past due fines from the last 20 years, and also keeps the property free and clear of any problems going forward.
Okay, so really the difference between what you would like to pay, which is not up to you, and what the city has requested, you know, is yours comes to a little over 9,000 and the city's requesting 12,642.
Right.
Okay, all right, so I think all things considered, and the fact that you bought weren't the person that violated was the violator, I'm gonna reduce the fine to $11,000, with 90 days to pay.
Okay. And let me ask you a question, just real quick. So the 11,000, is that something that I get an email, or how do I pay that?
Get an order in the mail.
Okay, perfect. Okay, all right, great. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 3. Owner 1714 Northwest 7 Realty LLC. Case number CE1905057. Address 1714 Northwest 7th Street. This case has a total lien value of $48,900 and city direct cost of $1,146.21, and the city is requesting $14,670.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shalene Khan on behalf of 1714 Northwest 7 Realty.
Okay.
Your Honor, since I was retained, we worked with the city and the code compliance officer to correct all the issues, and we finally made it here at this hearing. So we respectfully requesting that to consider a lower lien reduction as to what you reconsidered, stated on the record.
All right, well, the property was out of compliance for 691 days. Do you have anything to tell me in mitigation of this?
Your Honor, well, the owner's out of state, and I don't believe he got notice, and his right to appeal, I guess, was, overlooked. I don't know if he got notice, but when I was retained, I, explained to him, what had happened and how we have to resolve this as soon as possible.
Is this property in the process of being sold?
It's a pending sale. That's how he was notified that there was a lien on the property, Your Honor.
What's the net profit to him on this?
We don't have a pre-HUD yet. We only got the title commitment, and that everything just stopped.
What's the selling price?
Selling price, I believe. That's a good question. Can't recall.
I think it's 155,000, is that correct? Yes. Okay. And the market value is 145,000, it looks like. It doesn't look like there's a lot of room for, how long have they owned the property?
I don't have my BPA here, Your Honor, but I know it was...
Since 2013, Your Honor.
Okay. And it was purchased for 68,000, is that right? Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Your Honor, for the record, I'm reviewing the file and all of the notices for the violation. This is not a citation, so there would be no appeal.
Right, I
But-
caught that.
Right, all of the required notices under Chapter 162 were mailed to the mailing address 7117 20 Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11229, as still indicated on BCPA today.
Okay. So I'm not really hearing much in the way of mitigation as to why this went on for 691 days.
Your Honor, when we found out about this, I believe we were in another hearing. That was during the COVID. So then my client...
We stopped all fines during that, during a period of time, so that's not really...
No, I was on Zoom, but
Yeah.
my client mentioned to me if I could be retained to look after this problem. That was when the sale was pending. So since then, we've been trying to look after this during the COVID period, to get workers to go there to do the compliance issues. We looked after the fence, repaired the fence, maintained the fascias, the soffits. There was some overgrowth. We did the
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. It doesn't take 691 days to cut the lawn, to pick up the waste, to fix your fence. I mean, there just doesn't seem to be anything you're telling me that really is an excuse for 691 days.
Judge, we're not trying to excuse our failure or delay.
Mhm.
Asking for your respectful reasonableness to for lien reduction, a little more than what was stated on the record.
All right, I will reduce the fine to $10,000 with 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 5. Owner 3090 Northeast 42nd Street, LLC. Case number CE 211-00863. Case address 3090 Northeast 42nd Street. This case has a total lien value of $6,000 and city direct cost of $223.48. The city's requesting $2,400, and there was no appeal received for this citation.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. State your name for the record, please.
Michael George.
Okay. And what do you want to tell me in mitigation of this?
Excuse me?
What do you want to tell me as to why the violation occurred? We have here, it looks like 15 days out of compliance for the vacation rental, and there was no appeal received. Why didn't you file an appeal in the case?
The appeal, I'm sorry, I didn't notice that I didn't realize that I had to fill it out. I actually came here on January 11th thinking that I would speak on the appeal. So I came here myself to speak that day, and they said, no, you had 30 days. I wasn't aware of that, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Why did it take so long to get it done?
When we put the application in, it got lost the first time, and then we had to go through the whole process of going through the application
The
again.
file says this was a repeat violation. Were you cited once before for this?
Yes, in the very beginning of September, but that when we put it up, we were still doing work on the house. It was not able to be rented, and we didn't know that we had to have all the licenses. And then we got the violation. We took it down immediately.
All you had to do was take down the ad, stop
We did that immediately the first time. And then when we put all the other applications in, my daughter did all the applications, and it got lost on it. But we have after those days when we found out that it wasn't allowed to be up because it was on pending, then we took it back down, and we had all the inspections done, and everything's passed. We just can't finish because of this right now. It was an honest mistake about the time of it being up.
Okay. I'm gonna reduce the amount to $2,400 with 90 days to pay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And I'll receive an email or something.
You'll
where I
get
can
my
pay that?
order in the mail, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it.
Our next case is on page 1. Owner Stephen McNally. Case number CE 17011-946. Case address 704 Coconut Drive. This case has a total lien value of $35,850 and city direct cost of $1,416.08. This city is requesting $14,340.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Chad Snyder. I'm here on behalf of the owner, Stephen McNally.
Okay.
We're requesting a lien reduction, and we're hoping to at least get these brought down to admin fees and maybe whatever time was consumed during this process. This all stems from an electrical permit in 2017. The structure of the building's original. It's actually original architecture from the 30s. It's only ever been owned by 2 people, and there was a contingency in the purchase where the owner would not knock this building down and install something new. Unfortunately, the owner got diagnosed with Prismus syndrome, which is a spinal disease. During the process of the electrical inspections, and he couldn't finish the work because he was no longer able to walk as well. He could no longer work, and then shortly after that, you had COVID going on, and he got laid off from his job for 2 years.
How long was he disabled and unable to work?
I believe it was a total of 3.5 years where he couldn't really walk and he couldn't do any manual labor. And for that reason, his job had to let him go.
Okay.
During the whole process, though, he did become in compliance with his electrical. This was over 4 electrical outlets. He wanted to keep the house original to itself, so he did have to upgrade a few things like the windows, the doors, and obviously the electrical, because the panels that they had back then, you can't even insure half of those anymore. Like the Zinskos catch fire and things of that nature. So he upgraded minor details to keep the house as original as possible. And he had unforeseen circumstances. Originally, when he did get this electrical permit back into compliance, there was a lien on the property, and that was for the yard and things of that nature. I guess what some would call typical code compliance regulations. So knowing this, without very much money to his name, he had to do all this work by himself. He finally got it into compliance, and now we're just requesting a lien reduction to at least admin fees and time consumed by you, the city.
All right. Yeah, apparently this was, they reopened the permit and then they let the second set of permits expire as well. All right, but I appreciate the fact that he was disabled for a good chunk of this time. I will reduce the fine to $2,500 with 90 days to pay.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
It's greatly appreciated. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
Should I wait for someone to give me a document, or will that be coming in the mail?
It'll be sent to the property owner.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Our next case is on page 2, owner 1415 Southwest LLC. Case number CE201-00921, case address 1415 Southwest 27th Court. This case has a total lien value of $32,400 and city direct cost of $544.95. The city is requesting $16,200 and no appeal was received for this citation.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Almost afternoon.
Good afternoon. Michael Ratar on behalf of 1415 Southwest LLC.
Okay.
This is a violation that stems from a short-term rental violation from 10/26/2020. The lien was imposed on March 25th of 21. Our client didn't become aware of it until they received the lien in the mail. The tenant never provided anything that was posted if it was posted, and they never received anything prior to receiving the lien, so it was already after the fact that they received it at the beginning of April 2021. They contacted Crystal Green Griffith, the administrative assistant with the city, and Gail Williams from the city on April 6th and 7th to find out what this was. They had never advised of any of this prior to that. At that time, they took down and complied immediately and took down the listing. They were unaware that their management company that holds all of their properties had put this up as a short-term rental. They immediately complied once they saw that it was up. It was never used as a short-term rental at any point in time. They've actually provided everything on the 6th and 7th of April as soon as they found out to Ms. Griffith and Ms. Williams, showing that the property has a tenant in there. They purchased in 2019, and they've had it listed with a realtor for a long-term rental, for a yearly rental since that time, and they've had renters in there on yearly rentals since that time, the same renter, actually. We provided all of the checks from that renter for 2019, 18, 19, and 20, and the beginning of 2021, showing that there was a long-term rental in the property, living in the property the entire time. We also provided screenshots from Airbnb showing that if you attempted to book it, once we found out about this, that it shows that that property wasn't taking reservations. So even though the management company screwed up and put this one up for them, they never opened it up to allow rentals to actually occur. We got involved last year in June, a few months after the fact. It was already past any times for appeal, and they had already passed the time for appeal at the time they found out about it, and they didn't do anything until they realized they couldn't get this resolved by just sending everything to Ms. Griffiths. We tried to do a lien reduction at that time, and were advised that when the inspector came out to the property, they found other violations, and we couldn't have any other open violations until such time as we couldn't submit the lien reduction until such time as the open violations were fixed. And there were things like painting, landscaping, ground cover, fence repair. So my client, because in order to do this lien reduction for something that they didn't do in the first place has spent about $12,000 in work just on,
Why didn't they file an appeal to the citation?
they were unaware that anything occurred until well after the citation was issued.
What address do they have on the property records? I mean, you know,
The property records shows the address that they're still located at, but this was in October of 2020, which in the height of COVID, I know my law office didn't get a lot of mail at that point in time. Our mail person didn't show up on a regular basis during that time, so I'm not quite sure if that was the issue, but they didn't have notice, and you can see by the timing of when they actually got in touch with Miss Griffiths that as soon as they got the lien, they reached out and provided everything possible to show that this was never a short-term rental. Property was never intended as a short-term rental. It was never used as a short-term rental. And with the days of being advised that the management company had messed this up and put it up, they took it down immediately. They've spent $12,000 to get the property in compliance since then, just so they could come before you and ask for this lien reduction. And they never made $1 off of short-term rental or Airbnb.
okay. All right, I'm gonna reduce the fine to $2,800 with 60 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 4. Owner 2112 Northwest 27 Land Trust, James Geraldo, trustee. Case number CE 21090776. Case address 2112 Northwest 27th Lane. This case has a total lien value of $5,200 and city direct cost of $630.82. The city is requesting $2,600 and no appeal was received for this citation.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Jaime Geraldo. So this violation is about the garbage containers being left outside.
Yeah.
This was complied on the same day that the violation was left to the property. This is a rental property. The tenants complied immediately. When I got the violation, the notification for the violation, first is I owned this property for 8 years. I had issues as far as like what do you call it? Inspection reports of things that I need to mediate. I always complied on time. I never received a violation, so I didn't fully know how the process worked. First off, by the time I received the notice of the violation, the 48 hours had expired. And my biggest mistake on this one was not knowing that I had to call the inspector within 48 hours to re-inspect the property. Everything was fixed on this.
And you didn't file an appeal.
Well, again, that notice, I did not receive that I had to come and appeal. I found out I came on the one after, which was too late because that's when the fine was being imposed. And
Obviously, your tenant got notice because they brought the trash cans in.
they did.
Didn't they give you that notice?
No. And then I received the notice on the mail maybe a week after. But when I talked to them, so here's the thing, I received that notice and then there were other things that needed to be fixed on the property. Like they needed sod on the swale, a wall that needed painting. But those things were, I had like 30 days to comply. So all those things were complied, and when I spoke to Inspector Garcia about those things is when I found out that the garbage containers were accruing fines for like 30 days or whatever that was. And it's my mistake. I get it that it's not your fault that I don't know the process, but I never had these issues. I always comply with my properties like immediately when any issues arise. So I did know about the violation. My biggest mistake was not notifying Manny to ride through the property so that he could see that the garbage containers were put away.
Okay, I'm going to reduce the fine to $1,000 payable within 60 days.
Your Honor, I get it that you're reducing it a lot, but this is over garbage containers, and this was fixed the same day. Like and the fact that it was imposed a violation immediately without first doing like the 10-day to comply or 15-day to comply, it's a little crazy that over garbage containers, and it was fixed the same day. I didn't know I had to call him immediately for him to drive by it.
Yeah, but that's why you have to read these notices.
I get it, but here's I get it. Like, I'm not going to give you excuses, but the reason why I was confused on this one is because I got that notice, and then I got the big one with all the other deficiencies. So I immediately started addressing all the deficiencies, and I wasn't going to call him to re-inspect until I had the deficiencies fixed. And then by the time I called them is when I found out that I should have called them immediately for the garbage containers.
All right. I will reduce to $800 with 60 days to pay, and that's my final word.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
This concludes the special magistrate lien reduction hearing for March 17, 2022.
How you doing? Everything good?
Yeah, we should do a PSA that maybe property owners should read.